A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Memphis Grizzlies tie up Series 1-1 heading to Minnesota for Game 3. In the first two games of the series, Memphis Grizzlies switched everything up on defense, and Kevin Morant led the way with 37 points.
Despite the Timberwolves' strong defense, the Grizzlies were able to outscore them 37-12. After Game 1, the Grizzlies tied the series on a minus when heading to Minnesota.
This is a positive sign, as the Grizzlies are now tied in the series at one game each. Memphis Grizzlies beat Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 2.
The Memphis Grizzlies are an American professional basketball team based in Memphis, Tennessee. They compete in the National Basketball Association's Southwest Division and play home games at FedEx Forum.
Owner Robert Pera owns the team. Game 2 is set for Sunday, March 3 at FedEx Forum.
Memphis Grizzlies fans are ecstatic. Their second consecutive game sweep puts them in the finals and clinched home court advantage in the series.
The Timberwolves' best players are Towns and Edwards, but good teams can stop them. Despite Towns' scoring ability, Memphis fought back with a strong fourth-quarter run and closed the game on a 50-16 run.
Memphis's star, Morant, had his first postseason triple-double, scoring 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. Memphis' Tyus Jones had two dagger three-pointers against his former team and finished with 11 points.
The Grizzlies are favored to win Game 2 despite being down a game. However, the Timberwolves are in a confident mood after splitting the first two games.
Their win on the road was a huge building block. The Timberwolves can take a 12-1 series lead home by knocking the Grizzlies out of the playoffs with a win in Game 3 of their series.
Grizzlies switch everything on defense. After tying the series with a win in Game 1, the Grizzlies decided to switch everything up on defense for Game 3.
In a move that could bleed into the next game, the Grizzlies went with Kyle Anderson in the starting lineup in Game 3. The veteran center has been the Grizzlies' top defensive player for 5 months.
The decision to start Anderson, who started Game 1 in the starter's spot, was a gut call. In Game 1, Towns struggled against the mismatched defense.
After Steven Adams fouled out, the Grizzlies noticed the success of a smaller lineup. After Towns sat out Game 2, they went with Jared Jackson, Jr.
At center. The move to bolster the defense by adding Kyle Anderson is a smart one.
In Game 2, the Grizzlies went on a 23-point run. Towns finished with 15 points.
In the fourth quarter, he picked up his fifth foul. With only 3:21 left in the game, he challenged a foul call.
However, his challenge was overturned and the Grizzlies went on to win the game. In Game 2, the Grizzlies made 3 three-pointers and made 9 layups, leading the Wolves by 11 points at halftime.
The Grizzlies switched everything on defense in Game 2. After allowing the Timberwolves to score 130 points on 107 possessions in Game 1, the Grizzlies were able to come out with the same defensive energy and stop the Wolves' explosive offense.
The defensive energy showed in Game 2 and the Grizzlies tied the series at on a minus when heading to Minnesota. All-star point guard Kevin Morant leads Grizzlies in scoring.
The All-Star point guard leads the Memphis Grizzlies in scoring and assists. Morant has increased his efficiency, field goal percentage and scoring average this season.
Last season, Morant averaged 19.1 points on 44.9% shooting. This season, he averages 24.7 points on 48.5% shooting and 40.0% from beyond the arc.
Besides that, Morant's shooting is improving, as he is shooting 34.4% on three-pointers, up from 30.3% last season. In his third NBA season, Morant has elevated his game to a superstar level.
He has a high basketball IQ and excels at attacking the rim. He has similar attributes to Derrick Rose and has a great shooting stroke.
In fact, his patented three-point shot can make opponents miss. Aside from scoring, Morant has also made a strong impact on the Memphis Grizzlies' defense.
Has a great deal of potential to become a star. While his injury is not life-threatening, it could prevent him from playing in the playoffs.
His availability is an important key to the Grizzlies' success. Morant has been a valuable piece of the Grizzlies' offensive lineup this season.
He averaged 26.3 points per game this season, adding 5.9 rebounds and 6.9 assists. His play this season has been a huge boost for the team.
Grizzlies outscored Timberwolves 37-12. The Memphis Grizzlies defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves 104-95 on Monday night.
The Timberwolves led by as many as 26 points early in the second quarter and by as many as 25 with 3 left in the third quarter. Unfortunately for them, their lead evaporated and they lost Game 3 in a lopsided manner.
Memphis' comeback was historic, and the Grizzlies deserve a lot of credit for putting a scare into the Timberwolves. The Grizzlies were led by Desmond Bane's 26 points and Brandon Clark's 20 points.
Ja Morant added 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. The Grizzlies cut the Wolves' lead to 7 in the fourth quarter.
They have a chance to tie the series in Game 4 on Saturday. However, if they can't pull off the comeback, it might be time to head home for Game 4.
The Minnesota Timberwolves blew a 26-point lead against the Memphis Grizzlies, and now trail by 2 games to a game. With a 2-game winning streak, Memphis is now 2-1 in their NBA playoff series against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
While the Timberwolves looked like the favorites, they came out flat and lethargic. Minnesota jumped out to a 39-21 lead in the first quarter and forced Memphis to come back into the game.
Memphis shook off this blow by outscoring the Wolves 37-12 in the fourth quarter. Grizzlies dominate in isolation.
Memphis Grizzlies continue to lead best-of-7 series, dominating in isolation and in the paint. This past Sunday, the Grizzlies outscored the Timberwolves 60-34 in the paint and 44-33 off the bench.
They are currently leading the series on -1, with Game 2 slated for Minneapolis. The Grizzlies are expected to maintain their dominance in the series as they take on the Timberwolves in Game 3.
The Grizzlies bench outscored the Timberwolves 60-34 in the paint, with the Grizzlies holding a 48-40 edge in rebounds. The Grizzlies also grabbed 14 offensive rebounds to Minnesota's 40.
Ja Morant had 23 points, and other key players such as Desmond Bane and Jaron Jackson Jr. each added at least 15 points.
Memphis bench scorer Tyus Jones finished with 10 points. The Memphis Grizzlies outrebounded the Timberwolves 9-1 on the offensive glass in the first half.
After halftime, Memphis led by 21 points. The Grizzlies shot 48 in the first game, while the Timberwolves made 40%.
However, Memphis was more efficient in the second half, making 7 of its 18 attempts from 3. Memphis shot 6 of 8 from 3 in the third quarter, while the Timberwolves made only 1 3.
Grizzlies are solitary animals, but they sometimes gather at prime fishing locations. During summer, they feast on salmon.
During winter, they dig dens where they hibernate. During this rest period, the female gives birth to twin cubs.
Grizzlies are top of the food chain predators that eat rodents and moose. Grizzlies all-star point guard leads Grizzlies in scoring.
Memphis Grizzlies are on a hot streak. Despite missing starting point guard Ja Morant, the team is 19-0 when scoring 120 points or more this season.
The Grizzlies' 6-game winning streak is the longest in the NBA this season. Ja Morant leads the team in scoring at 26.8 points per game, and he is on pace to become just the 6th player in league history to average at least 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game.
Another young player, Luka Doncic, is also contributing and scoring in the Grizzlies' recent wins. The Grizzlies are going to be a tough matchup for the Thunder, who are ranked 4th in the Western Conference.
After losing Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals to the Thunder, the Grizzlies looked to take advantage of Blake Griffin's absence. They were ahead in Game 2, but the Thunder refused to roll over.
They won Game 3 in triple overtime 105-95. Memphis had high hopes for Jackson Jr., but instead, decided to take a gamble.
With the 32nd overall pick, the Grizzlies selected Jevon Carter from West Virginia. Although he wasn't naturally talented, the point guard was known for his defense.